Movies and Martinis celebrates women and diversity in the entertainment world
by ranking trending movies, shows, and books
with two completely different perspectives and ranked by delicious martinis.
Listen to find out how many martinis we felt it was worth.
And learn about the women who have written, performed, and/or directed in everything we have rated.
A new episode is available every Thursday on your favorite podcast platform and YouTube. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our podcast. I'm Priya.
And I'm Mercy. Hey, Priya, how are you?
Good. Cheers. You have your martini or your coffee?
Sure. I have coffee because, today it's coffee. So cheers. They say you can't put it down after you cheers or it's bad luck. Oh.
Salud.
Drink up. Salud.
So I am so excited that we finally get to cover this show today. And just like that.
Yes.
We've waited weeks to talk about it.
We really have. It's like, is it over? No, it's not over. I'm so psyched about this one. It's one of my favorite shows. And this is a continuation of Sex and the City, which was a great show back in the day.
Yeah.
So before we even go any further, total spoiler alert. If you want to watch it, pause our show, watch it and come back. But if you already watched it, then let's talk about it. And if you just want to hear what it's all about, then we'll let you know the scoop on it, which I don't know about you, Priya, but I really loved this whole season. This was season 2.
Season 2, and It was definitely a lot more interesting than season 1. I felt like every episode there was something. There was something with it.
I agree 100%. Every single one was better than the next. Like, it just kept you going.
Yep.
So we had it had 11 episodes.
Yes.
And actually, it technically, I believe, was supposed to have 10, but the 11th one is the last dinner or the last supper.
Last supper,
right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was awesome. What a way to wrap up an entire season, right?
Before we even get to the last episode, because I think the last episode had like a lot of little things in it, trying to wrap up stories.
It kind of tied everything together. I agree.
So if you don't know what Sex and the City is, you're under a rock, because these women have been iconic. It's a series that follows Carrie, Miranda, and Charlotte as they navigate the journey from the complicated reality of life and friendship in their 30s to even more complicated reality of life and friendship in their 50s.
Yes.
And the difference between Sex and the City and Just Like That is now they're older, their relationships wiser. A lot of their relationships have changed. More people come in and out of their lives, and they've made new friends in this version of the series. And it's starring Sarah Jessica Parker, Cynthia Nixon, Kristen Davis, a whole host of amazing people, and it's available on HBO Max.
Yes. And if you loved Sex and the City, then you're like, where's Sam? Why aren't you talking about Samantha? But so Samantha did not come back to And Just Like That. I think they had it was like
she was in that one scene in the last episode in the car.
Yes, during the Last Supper episode. And how did you feel about that?
I was mad.
Let's just go straight to it.
I was so mad because I'm like, hey, because they've been talking about, she's going to make an appearance this season. She's going to make an appearance. And her appearance is like a minute.
Not even.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Why even put her in there? Who cares?
Everybody cared. I cared. I wanted to see her. I was happy I got to see her. I was so satisfied. I'm like, okay, at least I got to see her.
And it was a cop-out because she's like, I was going to come, but my flight for my overnight was like, didn't make it. Now I'm not coming. So.
Okay. So Carrie.
Yes.
Funny that it was written that way, because the whole beef that they had in real life behind the scenes was between Samantha and Carrie. And now when she comes to the Last Supper, she has like a bullshit basically excuse to not be there. And Carrie feels it like, but you could still be here. Like, the party's tonight. You could make it and you could still get back. And she kind of
makes up something.
Like, so it worked. It was, I think, well written. It was just perfect. It was like, look, she hasn't changed. She's still there, but she's not coming. So no high hopes.
It was total cop out though. Total cop out. Like she could have showed up to the party. It could have been like some big drama. But in a sense, I think it would have taken away from the other characters, because the other characters, like the party was like Carrie interacting in the relationships with the other characters. Yes. And it's sort of like tied up each of those relationships during it. So if she was there, if Samantha was there, I think it would have been all about Samantha being there.
Yeah. And now the show is just so much bigger than just the 4 characters. There are so many other characters. You have Seema, who's a huge character now. You have Lisa, who's a huge character now. And you add all the partners to them.
Like right? Che, because now Miranda,
right.
Her
so actually
changed,
Yes, but actually no longer. Now there's a new character that's coming in for both, because it looks like Che stays as one of the characters with the girl that she meets at the vet. Right? So now she's a character that stays. She doesn't stay with Miranda, but she's a character that stays because she's a good friend of Carrie's.
And a co-host for a podcast that Carrie was on.
Exactly. So she was with Carrie before she was with Miranda, and clearly she's going to stay. And when you look at the cast, Che is actually number 2.
Yeah.
On the cast lineup.
Oh.
Yeah. So she comes in before Miranda and before Charlotte.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah. Huh. So. Yeah.
So
you have a lot of characters, and so we all love the main characters. But of all the new characters that came in, who's your favorite?
You know, I'm okay. So I'm leaning towards Seema because she's Mississippi Masala. Do you remember that movie with Denzel Washington from like the late 80s or early 90s or something like that?
What was the movie called?
Mississippi Masala. So Denzel falls in love with her character, and she's Indian. So it's a black guy dating an Indian woman. And I'm in high school, because that movie came out in high school, they used to call me Mississippi Masala.
No kidding.
So stupid. But I love her. You know, she was on another big show recently. I want to say Star Trek or Star Wars. She was on a big sci-fi, and but she was definitely in Hunger Games. I know she was also in that, but she's been making her rounds on some really big movies. So it's nice seeing her in a serious role.
Okay, yeah, she was Evil Eye. She was also in The Hologram for Kings.
Oh, I never heard of that.
In Kama Sutra.
Oh, Kama Sutra.
The Tale of Love.
Oh.
And then she was also in A Perfect Murder.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
But I love her. And then the guy from Rome, I don't know the name of his character. That what's his face is dating.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like him.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
me too.
He's dating Mario.
Yes,
Mario Cantone.
He's beautiful.
Anthony.
He was a poet.
Yes.
That they meet at the bookstore.
And I'm loving him because he's so soft-spoken, but he has like a presence.
Yes,
and I love him for Anthony's character. Yeah, for Anthony.
yeah, I agree. And I don't see him on the cast. You're right. I don't see him here.
What about you? Who are your 2 favorites, or your one favorite?
I have to. So Carrie's like my forever iconic character that I love, because I just love her taste, like her crazy taste that's so out there, and I love her personality. But I would have to combine Lisa. She's like my new favorite character. She's like such a badass with her kids, and she has a husband, and she's so determined, and I just think she's so beautiful. She just glows from the inside out.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of like in the original show where you had like these 4 characters, but every single one brought something different that made everything perfect. I think that these 3 new main characters, which are Che, Lisa, and Seema, together bring a whole new flavor.
Wait, there was one more. It's the lawyer woman, Dr. Wallace.
Yes, Naya.
Naya.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her too. So so they brought in 4 actually, plus all the male characters. Yeah, I love them. I love it. I love the show. I love every single episode and what every episode brought in. The outfits and the costumes and all the stuff.
So like talking about
crazy.
Lisa, in the last episode, I was loving that bright orange, yellow thing that she was wearing. I think it was a dress, but it was gorgeous. It made her like glow. I know it was like she had a very serious scenes in the last episode because she was reflecting on her miscarriage, but I felt like the outfit like made her glow. Absolutely.
Yeah, she just had such a glow to her.
Okay, so, let's talk about Aiden real quick. Let's talk about Aiden.
You think he's coming back?
Oh my God. I thought that was another cop-out. I was so mad. I was like, where you going? You leaving her for 5 years? Where are you going, Aiden? You just got back. I was so happy he was back, and now he's leaving again. Like, what the hell?
Well, I think that if he stayed and now it's just like this whole marriage, then that defeats the purpose of her exploring. And the show's always been about exploring so many things. So now she's not with him because he's in the background. There'll be phone calls, there'll be FaceTimes, there'll be whatever, but she's still free to explore. And that's what Carrie's so good at. It's exploring all the Sex in the City.
So she'll have another love next season.
Whether she has it or not, she's still free to do so much that she wouldn't do if she was living in his farm or not. But she did make a life transition leaving that apartment that she had, which was so iconic, to move to this new beautiful house.
So that apartment, Mercy.
All right. Oh my God.
The whole drama was upside down.
Oh, okay. So how exciting. What a life change for her, right?
Yes.
I mean, she's in her 50s. So she was in that apartment for a very long time. They're all in their 50s. So this new apartment that she has is a 4-bedroom apartment on Gramercy Park. And it is, let's see. So she's purchased a new fantastic 4-bedroom on Gramercy Park and sold the pre-war studio fans have known and loved since Sex and the City first premiered in 1998.
Yeah.
To the jewelry designer living downstairs. So,
oh my God. Yeah. So it's so funny that, her clothes and her shoes and her purses and like even their personalities are iconic, but so is that apartment.
So was that apartment. So many things happened in that apartment. And they made a big deal out of the apartment, which was pretty wonderful how it all switched around with Aiden not wanting to go into the apartment.
But he was in there the last episode. I was so confused. I'm like, he just came in. Like, what?
He got over it after she went and bought that huge place. But good for her. I feel like she should be living her best life, and she totally is.
Yeah, she is. She is. But I am concerned for her. Like, now it's just like,
I'm happy for her. I think she's good. And I think, I don't know. And then, of course, it's her and Seema, because Seema's guy also left, right? Because he went for 5 months, and now it's just them again. So I think it gives you space for them to keep exploring. This is a new time in their lives, a whole new season per se, post menopause and being in their mid 50s. And I think it's only great stuff can come, only great stories, because this is a whole new chapter for them. So I'm excited to see what it was going to bring. And I was really, really excited about everything this show gave us. Everything from the hot scenes to the crazy scenes to out of left field scenes. It had a lot going on. I mean, way too much to cover in a podcast. I mean, it wouldn't be Sex in the City without all the sex, and there was plenty of it in the show. Even the first episode of Miranda. I mean, guys, you just have to watch the first episode. I was just like, what? Yeah, we're doing it no justice. You have to watch it. And then the last episode, they had a scene with each couple either doing the do or cuddling. Lisa was cuddling with her man, but like everybody else was doing the do, which was just like, of course, they have to wrap it up with everybody doing the do. That's what it's all about. Yep. Yeah. But considering that that's what it's all about, it still brought in so much content and so much conversation and so much eye-opening topics for so many women. So I thought it was great. And now I'm curious, how many martinis would you give it? I would give it like a 4.5 because
it was reminiscent of the old show. So 4.5 martinis. It was reminiscent of the old show. They gave us all of that. Plus, they brought in new people and new experiences through those people that kind of like shocked you, like, what?
Yeah.
But I also feel like there was underlying like themes there. So two big things that I got from it, and I guess it's because we're older now. We've grown watching them. It's been 20 years since they started, but I feel there's two things. Life doesn't end at 50. Just because you turn 50 doesn't mean you shrivel up and like go away. And that life is also ups and downs. When you turn a certain age, it doesn't mean that, oh, now I have my pension, I can retire, or I'm on my way. Things are still nuts, like things are not set in stone. Things are not easy. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of joy and a lot of like good things happening in your life, but you've grown more into yourself, but there's still a lot of like roller coaster situations happening.
100%. And you learn that you need things you never thought you'd need. Right?
Yes. Yep.
Emotionally, not physically, but emotionally, mentally and physically, things that you never thought you'd need, and now here you are in a whole new stage in life thinking, hey, I want this, or I want to experiment with that, or I want to experience that, or I never thought I could do this. And now you're open and you're no longer afraid of what others think.
Yep.
So you're open, like really open to new experiences. It's not that same fear you had in your 20s or 30s.
Yeah.
And in your 40s, you're just busy surviving. So now in your 50s, you're like, you know what?
Screw it.
That's it.
So how many martinis would you give it?
I give it 5. I
Yes.
give it 5, 100%. From every single show. I cannot tell you how many shows I watch that I watch them at like double speed, or I fast forward them because I just want to get to the point. And I never had that happen here. Ever. I was into everything. It was just at the right speed for me.
And it was better than season 1. I definitely think it was way better than season 1.
Yes.
Season 2.
I believe season 2 was better than season 1, which makes me excited for whatever season 3 is coming or is bringing.
Let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
5 martinis.
5 martinis for Mercy, 4.5 for myself. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. Make sure you tune in every week to both our YouTube and any podcast platform that we're available on, which is most of them.
Yeah.
Like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and let us know what you thought about it, if you watched it, or your just thoughts. Share your thoughts with us. We'd love to hear it. And we'll see you the next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.